Hi. Oh wow, okay. My Zoom's not connecting tonight, so I had to quickly pivot. But I think I'm live now, so let's just check on it over here. Double check. So if you can hear me, please let me know. You're looking for me? No, there's somebody. Hi, welcome. It's Fiona Fernandez. Up close tonight. I've just had to flip my iPad down because my Zoom isn't working. So I will put this over the table in a minute, so we won't be too close for too long there. Just got to make sure my video is working over there. Looks like it is. Oh, phew. Hi, Athena. I can see your comments now. So feel free to say hi if you want to. I'll get back from the camera in a tiny bit. Hang on, keep going the wrong way. There's my little busy bee out there, look. I've got another busy bee this week, so that's exciting. Welcome, everybody. Welcome all my busy bees if you're here. Right, well, my Zoom did an update and it appears to have lost my Facebook connection, so I'll fix that during the week. So how is everybody? Is everybody crafting tonight? I am able to use the framed florets again. So I don't know if you saw my post earlier, but I've done a blog hop this week. It's my first time I've done a blog hop, so that's exciting. And I'll set up another one. Hi, Lynette. And yeah, so I'm going to try and be a bit quicker and probably just do one card. I'm getting way too late on a Wednesday night. It is fun, I enjoy it, but I thought I'd try and bring it down a little. So I've actually done a card earlier to show you, and then we'll make one like I normally do. That way we still get to see an extra card. I'm doing it the other way around. I'm starting a bit earlier. Oh, you're organising your space. Wonderful. Good luck with that. I'm always reorganising. Although this space has stayed like this for a while. It gets a little bit messy sometimes, but I'm really liking all my bits in there. And I've recently labelled all these. Look. Labels on most of them. The only one I haven't labelled is the one with the plain white. So that way it's just got all my little white scraps in there. So whenever I need to do a sentiment, I can just quickly stamp that. So what's happening with Stampin' Up this week? Well, the framed florets are available now for customers. So that's exciting. Yeah, I'll show you my card and then I'll put it on the table anyway. Here's my new little card. So I just made that earlier when I was fiddling around. I coloured in the flowers. I just used my coloured pencils for that, the watercolour pencils. And I embossed the background. So this time I used the little hearts die. And I'll show you those ones. So they've got the heart dies like that. And it just goes into your cardstock. So it doesn't actually cut the frame out as such. It cuts a frame of hearts. So I thought I'll use that just a little reminder that you are loved. For you all. So that way, yeah, that's cute. The embossing folder behind that, oh, did I put it away? Hang on. I've still got stuff all over. I see I started off messy tonight. A little bit, not too messy. I just can't see the embossing folder now. I might have put it back. It may be back in the box. Never mind. I've got a few other embossing folders out we're going to play with in a minute. So has anyone got any crafty news for me? Anyone made any cards this week? Hi, Dimity. Welcome. So some of us are getting excited because it's only a couple of weeks now to on stage, and that's a big celebration for Stampin' Up. So you might have also seen my little posts about my levels of, I think it's team, I can't remember what they are, leadership and team building, which is very exciting. So Stampin' Up like to recognise what we do and the levels we get to, so that's very exciting. So that's good fun, and the on stage is an in-person live event. So that's in Sydney, and can't wait. It's a whole day of fun and crafting, watching new products coming out for the next catalogue in January. And yeah, so I'll be putting posts up about that before and after, of course. So if you haven't seen any of my posts recently, I've put up a card that I did last Saturday, this one. So this is using the Festive Florets. So the Festive Florets come with a framed and festive as well, a stamp set. Oh, thanks, Tiffany. And this is a good one for Christmas. So after Christmas, only some of the set will be available. And I was going to print that off before I went live. But anyway, I've had it last week, but I gave it away to somebody. Which is always good to share. Share what you love. Share what's happening. And I'll just see if I can find it quickly on my screen over there. And just get it up on the screen at least. Just have to think of where I put it. It's in a folder somewhere. Oh, thanks, Tiffany. On my card hop, yes. So the blog hop is on my blog, and if you go there and have a look, there's the Festive Florets, and if you scroll right down the page, there's links to a lot of other people's blogs, so you can get lots of inspiration from that, which is why we do it, so we can inspire each other and everybody, and it's a great way to find new things. Let me just find my, hang on a second, I thought I saw it then. I saw it then I didn't see it, hang on. Stampin' Up, it'll be in my Stampin' Up folder. Just got to think what I called it. There's lots of things in the Stampin' Up folder. So is anyone crafting tonight? What are you making? Feel free to share with us, or not, it's up to you. Right, where's my Festive Florets? There it is. Okay, so the things that are, I'll just show you what's in it. And I think it shared you in my blog as well what was available before and after. So it includes the Florets bundle, which is the stamps. It'll be the stamps and the dies. So the dies have got 2 layers of dies with the frames in it. And then the framed and festive stamp set I just showed you, the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper, so that's all very beautiful, and the gold adhesive back swirls. Now I still haven't put any of the swirls on anything, and that's what the swirls look like. They didn't come out straight away, but they're here now, and I have to use them tonight. Make sure we use them. Keep them on the table. Now, where's the information at the bottom? Oh, it doesn't actually say it on there. Oh, there you go. Doesn't say it on. It says it on my blog though. I put the information on the blog. Let's go to my blog for a minute. I can't screen share tonight because I'm not in Zoom. So never mind. You'll have to go to the blog yourself. So if you're on the blog, go home. If you don't go through my link to the Festive Florets, just go to the home page, and it's the latest blog post in there. Hi Thena, just finishing your journals. Oh, I've got a mark on Saturday. Good. Lovely journals, good. Oh, hi Mandy, welcome. We're just having a little close up with Fiona tonight because the Zoom didn't work. And then we'll look at the table in a minute. Just talking about my blog hop, the Fitting Florets new products. If you scroll down the page a bit on my blog, it says when it starts, which was yesterday. And the exclusive products only available while supplies last are the framed festive cling stamp set. So that's that. And hi Di. And the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. That's sitting over there, so I won't hold it up with the paper. And the framed florets dies. Hang on a minute. Gold adhesive. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong list. This, and the paper, the DSP, Designer Series paper. Yeah, you do love technology. Updates, that's what it is. So these things won't be available after January when the new catalogue comes out. So that's good to get them now if you want them. The things that will be available in January are the framed florets bundle, which is the stamps and dies, and it's the framed bundle, the stamp and the dies. So that's basically it. The stamps and the dies. That's as a bundle. I like it when they bring out collections like that. It's really cool. Righto. Technology. We do love technology when it works. Hi Amanda. I just saw that you were here too. Just got to scroll a little. I'm on my iPad. Who else is here? Anyone else here? Feel free to say hello if you're here or not. Whatever. Whatever you're comfortable with. Grab a cuppa. Grab some cards. Who's making? Has anyone said they're making? Athena said she's making something. Her journals. Let me go back to all my comments over there. Okay, move that out of the way because we won't need that now. Had the phone up ready to roll. Okay, what's Diana got? Retired Parisian Beauty. Oh, that is such a beautiful set. Beautiful set. That's lovely. Did you say she's tired, but using the what? Framed. Sorry. It's going to be funny. It's been so windy today. I've been a bit weird in the head. Oh, right. Using the frames for a couple down the street. Lovely. Ah, Amanda's not playing. She's just watching. Good. Thank you. I appreciate it. So let's get the camera down on the table. Just bear with me. Hum a tune. Shut your eyes for a second while I find the screen. Hang on a minute. We've just got to find the right tools. Just a moment, please. I've just got to do a bit of flipping. Oh. And I've got to find my other thing. Just a minute. I've got it. I'm almost there. Ready? Ceiling time. See my ceiling? Whee. Now I've just got to get this in the right spot now. I was not going to talk about technology tonight. And that all changed, didn't it? Right, how close do we go? There's my bits on the table. I've got a new host code today for November, so if you're shopping with me, there's my host code. If you use the host code, please, that would be lovely if you're shopping under $250. And that way it all goes together on a workshop. If you want to have friends over and have your own workshop, I give you a different host code and you get the Stampin' rewards on all the sales you get. So let me know. I'll keep that in view. Alright, have we got enough room to work there? Might have to go up a bit, mightn't I? Oops. How's that? So we've got to tighten everything up so we don't collapse on the table. Put the light on. Right, I think we're good. Just go down a tiny bit like that. Okay, I'll try and keep my eye on that to make sure I don't knock it out of screen. So this is, okay, I'll show you what I did. So was that last week or the week before? One of the weeks I made these two. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I made these two in my live. So they were a few weeks ago. So if you want to see how I made them, you can always go back to that live and see them. So that one had the linen paper on it. Linen, it's like fabric. That was cool. And then I just used the stamp to make a wreath. So you can use that to make a wreath. I love that ribbon, it's so pretty. So that's that. And that was the other one. And then on the weekend I had a card and copper. So I thought it would be lovely to make some cards for card and copper. And they wanted some ideas for Christmas. And I thought, you know what? And this folder here. So that's the painted texture one, 3D. I love it on the gold. It's just come up so nicely. I put some designer series paper behind there. It's a bit hard to see it, but it is in there. And this is one of the punches. And I just punched it twice. So the evening evergreen and then the white. And then I just cut the evening evergreen one in half and stuck it on the back to make it a little shadowed. I like that. A lot of gold going on, but it's very pretty. I like it. And this one, so I've used these bling again. See, I still haven't used the bling that goes with the set. But anyway, that's the festive pearls on those ones. And look, I've used white pearls tonight. So that's out of trimming the tree and the little star and the pot and the sentiment as well. So I'm just mixing it up a bit so you can see how you can use all the sets together. So I featured those on my blog. And I just whipped this one up this afternoon while I was sitting here going, what will I do tonight? No, I don't like to plan before but I like to warm up. So I warmed up and I've got lots of pieces. So I keep pieces like this in my little spare boxes. And that way when you're making more cards, you've got extra extra pieces. So when you're cutting these frames out, because you end up with extra frames doing this. So this little frame here, which one is it? Yeah, so it doesn't fit in there to cut it, but I used that together. I used them together on this one. I put the evening evergreen and then the gold over the top of it. So you can mix them up and do whatever you like with them. But just bear in mind, when you cut that one out, you end up with an extra oval. And then this one too, you end up with the frame as well. So that's one of the frames from that. And then I've got ovals out of the middle. So you've got extra bits left to play with. So what I thought we'd do tonight, I've done a lot of colour. Lots of colours with all the cards I've been doing. And I thought maybe I did the white on this one, but then I've gone with the dark again. But I'm thinking to do a white one and do some, you know, I love embossing folders. If you didn't know that, you do now. Some people might not know that. I really do love embossing folders. I love the effect of it. I really like these little ones. The thanks and hello. I'll just double check and make sure everything's still current. Where's my... Just got to find my other page. No, I think I had to close I had to restart the computer before. Never mind. That happens some days, doesn't it? Let's put another window over here so I can have a shop up in front of me so I can tell you the right thing. Hi Roz, welcome. Are you crafting with us tonight? We're playing with the Fitting Florets. I'm just going to go to embossing folders. That's my keyboard. Embossing. Just type the word embossing in the search bar on the where it's got the little magnifying glass on your website, the customer website. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through. I just want to make sure these two are still there. So these ones fit in the mini. And when you're looking at anything in the catalogue as well, you'll see that they'll have a little mini symbol. I'll show you that in case you're not familiar with that. I've got little labels on there. So we've got, yeah, they're both here. Let's celebrate and thanks and hello. And they've got a little mini symbol. So anything with a mini symbol goes in the mini. It'll go in the big one as well, but you can't put the big ones in the mini. So if you've got a mini, these are the size you go for. So they're really cute. I've got out this one as well, the Whimsical Woodland. I don't know which one I'm using yet. I'll have a look in a minute. And the other thing I got out was some of this snowy white velvet sheets. Yeah, I'm going to put that up there for a second so you can see what I'm dealing with. Snowy white velvet sheets. They're 12 by 12. And they are like snowy white velvet. You can't tell on the screen probably. No, it's too hard to see. Let me see how I go. It doesn't focus very well. My thumb's out of focus. Whoa. Where's those scissors? It likes focusing on the snips. Look at that. See, it just brings everything into focus. There you go. Snowy white velvet sheets. So I thought I might try those in the embossing folder. Let's give that a go. Let's get warmed up and emboss something. I'll just pop these out of the way. Pop my stamps over there. Got to keep the bling on the table because I need to use the bling. Alrighty, let's have a vote. Oh, there's too many to choose from, isn't there? I'm thinking maybe not that one at the moment. That's Elegant Eucalyptus, so I'm sort of thinking, I just got that out because it was a mini, but I might leave that one to the side. So we might have a little, we'll have a little vote which one we'll use. What's this one got? Happy birthdays, congratulations. I do like them, but they're probably not suitable for what we're doing with the florets thing. So I might take them out as well. We'll just go with this or that. Wintry 3D, Whimsical Woodland, or Merry Melody. So let me know in the comments which one you think I should do on my white velvet sheets, and we'll have a go at one of them in a minute. And while you're thinking about that, I want to tell you this. Now, to do this little piece here today, to get this end, I used the heart punch. Because it had little hearts all around it, I thought it'd be nice to do that. So I'll just show you on a piece of paper. Got a piece of paper sitting here. I just used, I went like this to get one end. See, that out. And then the other end, I did the other way. Hang on, got to turn around the other way. No, I've got to hold it differently. Okay, there, that'll do. Just sort of center it in the middle there. Stop breathing for a sec. Oh, see, I went crooked because I was talking. There you go. See, you end up with one of those. Isn't that cute? Very handy little tool, that. There's two heart punches. One's straight edge and one's got a scallopy edge. So that's how I did that. Those are die cuts from the set. And you've got the bit of paper out of the middle there. So, did anybody make a decision? If you don't want to, I will. I'll just cut up some of this for a minute. Actually, I'll get some, I think I'll just get some plain white with a piece of thick cardstock. And then we'll just go from there. And I'll keep my eye on the time tonight. Trying to find one. Oh. Right, here we go. Mini. Dimity said the mini, this one. Okay, let's put that aside for a minute and we'll see what we can do with the mini then. So I'm thinking if we use the mini, we'll use some DSP as well, because it'll be smaller. I'm just going to emboss, you know, score my card. This is half of an A4 sheet, and this is the thick basic white cardstock. Actually, I'll just leave that there for a second. You just use your bone folder to go like that. Right, so I'm just going to cut a bit of the white down, and the mini size. So we've got the wintry one or the snowflakey one, but that'll be, it's about 8.5. We'll go 8.5. We might do a couple, might cut a few. So the other thing is, when you're doing this, even if you're not sure what you're doing, like me, you can still cut a couple of pieces, do a couple extra at a time, so that then you've got extras, like I've done all this. Then you've got plenty to play with afterwards and to keep on going with it. You can either make the same thing or just, now what size? I think I'll go, oh, it actually covers it fairly well, doesn't it? Yeah, I might just do that to the right, to the width of the card. I like that look. So that'll be 14.85. While we're at it, we'll cut 2, because then we can put 2 into the, and we'll just keep that little strip for something else. Oh, I might just put that in my little box there. Right, so we can get our little mini, and more plates. Find my mini plates. Now when you're using the embossing folders with the mini, or with the other one as well, they tell you what to use. So I said to you one day, I couldn't find this embossing folder. I'm going, this plate, and I'm going, oh, what am I supposed to do with this again? How am I supposed to, you know, it's not working because I couldn't find number 3. So I found number 3. Anyway, on the packet it says Wintry 3D embossing folder. So we want to find the plate, the instructions that use for 3D embossing folder. So this says embossing folder. This one says embossing folder. Hang on, it should tell me which one's which. One of them, oh, I'm thinking of the big plates. On the big plates it tells you which one to use with the 3D. Okay. So this one uses 1 and 3, which is this one, with an embossing folder. So that's a thicker, so if you look at this side, you've got to look at them. This one's thick and this one's thin. So this one for embossing folders will go with the 3D one, which is the one we're using. So we'll put that on the side. So we want 1 and 4 because it's the 3D. I'm just trying to see. There it is. I'm blind. Here it is. Using with 3D embossing folders. I was looking in the wrong. I was looking up here. Use with standard embossing folders. That's what the difference is. Okay, so the other mini embossing folders I've got out are here. And see, they don't have the word 3D in them. So they're standard. And they're a lot thinner. I'll show you what they look like. See, they're a lot thinner. And that's why you need the other plate, the thicker one. Rightio, now that we've sorted that out, it reminded me of what I'm doing. Some days it's like that. It's just crazy around here. But it's still fun. Right, I'm going to try both of them. Why not? I'll just put my embossing folder in. So this is going to press the embossing. So if you're not sure, feel it. It's got ridges into it. So I've got to work out which way I want it. So the ridges on that. This side is the side that is up. So where the logo is, I usually put that to the top, because that's going to push the embossing up through the paper. So if I keep the logo on the top, I know I'm embossing it up into the folder. But I double check, feel the ridges. Yep, I can feel the ridges. I don't want to emboss it the other way. Not with the pretty paper. Wouldn't matter if you're using plain card. So just line that up. Make sure it's all lined up down the sides. And just roll it on through. Now it might be a bit stiffer because it's thicker paper. So I've really got to hold that down. And I'm just sort of pushing it into the table. Now, here we go. Now get ready for the wow factor. I love the wow factor. Got to stand up for this. You ready? Let's see what happens. Wow. Whoa. Don't you love that? I do. So cool. So cool. Oh, that's gorgeous. Alright, there's one. Let's do the other one. I'll do the other one with some snowflakes. Alright, so we'll put this in here. And just line it up down the edges. And make sure you've got the logo on the top. And get your little sandwich happening. I know, isn't it gorgeous? I love it. Oh, there we go. Let's get that going. I think I've used this one on something before. I'm probably going to use it again very soon to make some Christmas cards. I'll get going on those Christmas cards. Woo! Love it. Oh, look at that. I just got to get the angles on it, eh? Get the light on the right way. That is so pretty. pretty. It's gorgeous. Whoops, I knocked my microphone. Okay, let's just put that over there for a second. Thingos. Now, one thing I do want to do with this, I was going to keep it all white, but I'm feeling like let's colour it a little. A bit of colour on there. So on our white card, let's just have a look for a minute. Oh, we better get another card, haven't we? Let's get 2 white cards. I know, I was only making 1. We'll see how we go for time. Trying not to finish too late for everyone. Hey. And I get carried away. I just want to line them up. So I'm just cutting an A4 in half and score it again. Like that. And we just fold it down that way. So when you scored your card, you score it into the card and then fold it down that way. So this is what they look like. So it's actually not looking really white, is it? On the white. It's not the same as embossing white cardstock. So I'm feeling like I want to give it a little bit of colour. So let's just have a look at the DSP. That out of the way. And bring that over. Because this is very pretty DSP. Move a few things out of the way. Stuff everywhere. So that's that one. We've used that one before, so I don't want to use that one again. I used this one today in this card. So I don't want to use that one again. The back of that one looks like this. This one is very nice. I haven't used that one yet. I've used the back of that. Oh, there's the embossing folder I had earlier. I told you to be here somewhere. It's this one. Pretty Flowers. That's the one I used in here. In the back of that. The blue. Native Navy. So that's that embossing folder. I knew it was there somewhere. What that would look like under there. It's got a few bits all cut out. Look, see. Let's have a look at what else is in here. It's this gorgeous green one, isn't it? Beautiful. But if I put that behind there, you won't see much of it, much of the paper. Very minimal, although it's not bad with the white bits, I don't mind it. I'll have to get a different piece out. I've used the pink on that one. I used that one the other week, but again, you could do it. You could put it behind there if you want the green. Keep going. Let's see what else is in the packet. We're almost there. No, there's one I haven't used here. This one. Ah, it's got blue on the back. Hadn't thought of that. Put that underneath. And we've used that one and we've used that one. Okay. Alrighty. Got to decide. I quite like that one. I quite like that one. Just to give it a bit of an edge. And the other thing you could do, so on this card here, I didn't put this behind everything. Yeah, as you can see, I've got the white hearts showing from the white card. I just put a strip across, so it saves your cardstock too. So if you do things like, so with this one, I could do that. I could just do little strips. If I do it, I want to see some of those white bits above and below it, so that it blends those whites. I might do that. Do a couple of those strips. So I'm going to be fussy about that. Although it probably doesn't matter which way I go, does it? Looking at it that way, it looks okay. Right, how much do we need? Because they'll be really little strips, won't they? We want to go, what's that, 8.5? So we want them to be 5 mils, which is very tiny. Let's try that. There's my other piece. Not sure if I've got enough white bits in that one. Oh, maybe I have. Maybe we'll use that one. Right, let's put that up there. Ah, now we have to keep in mind we want to use gold bling. Got to use gold bling tonight. So I am going to cut that to the width. That side's a bit rough. I'll go that way. Just double check I got my width right. Yep. And I only want a very small amount, so I'm going to go 5. Yep, 5. I think 5. Just looking at that. Just going to stick that under the ruler here. So we've got 1 centimetre either side. So, yep, I'll go 5. So we've got 5 here, measuring on this side. So you line it up along there. And because I put a new blade in last week, it cuts it much nicer. See, that's going to sit along there. And I've got a little bit of white. Oh, that'll work out well on this one, look. I've got enough white in it still. Yes. Good, good, good. Yay, look at that. Ooh. Alright, we'll put the snowflake one to the side for a minute. We'll work on this one and see how we go. Now I'm thinking I want a bit of green on here now. A little bit of something. And I think I'll use a dauber, not a brush. We muck it up, we'll just do it again. Right. Got heaps in here with little bits of colour on them, so let's just... Now don't be fooled by that. So if you keep your... I've got this dauber box to store my daubers in. I do sell the boxes. And when you put them in like this, they look beautiful, don't they? But sometimes you can pick up a colour and think it's that colour, and it's not. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, it's one of them. There's one of them that when I go like this, it's totally different. So it's important to rub it on your bit of paper and make sure it's showing you a bit of colour first. Wish I could remember which one it was. No, these are all pretty green anyway. Doesn't matter which one I use of those. I wonder what it was. It's one of these ones, I think. Was it a green one? No, that one looks green. It's eluding me. I can't work it out now. Anyway, it was one of them. I picked it up and it was like, oh, it's not the right colour. So when I do daubering on these, on embossing, I just do it really, really gently. And I haven't got much colour on here at all. I don't want much colour on. I just want a little bit. That's why I'm using one that's already This is like velvet. I might get a tiny bit of colour. I'm just going to get some soft succulent on that. Put a little bit, tiny bit more on, but I don't want very much. Just do it in the middle first because I might cover that up with sentiment anyway, some of it. You can actually see the plain edge down the edge here, so I could have gone a little bit closer, a little bit less card, but I'm not going to worry about it because it looks quite even. See on the edge there? It's the edge of the embossing folder, so I haven't actually embossed the very edge of it. It's actually worked out quite nice and neatly, so I'm just going to leave that like that. I don't want to do all of these, I just want to do a couple. How's that looking? You probably can't see that real well. I can see it here. Do a tiny bit more. I'm not pushing so hard that it goes right down onto the card. I just really want to do the embossed bit. Whereas I find if I use the brush, it actually goes down into the pattern a bit more. Just do a couple of darker ones. Oh, now my thing's getting a bit funny. They're getting a bit old, my ones. I think I need new ones. Righto, that'll do. Get the fluff off there from the embossing thing. Just got a bit of fluff of my dauber on there. So that just closes with a little latch, which is really handy. That looks nice. Okay, so I'll stick my cardstock on. The things I've always got to ask myself is, do I want ribbon before I stick it on? Does anyone need ribbon? Let's have a look what we've got. Well, we do have some of this. This is nice. Look at that. Although I think I'll have to stick that on the top if I use that. It's a bit bright, isn't it? A bit big. It's a bit bulky. Let's see what else we've got. And if that one's still current, let me have a look. I love this ribbon. It's got little bits of, it's called White Blanc. Glittered organdy ribbon. That's a really nice one. Glittered organdy ribbon is still there. I just like to check when I've got them in my box here. That's $15 for one of these. It's a very pretty ribbon, not beautiful. It's got lots of bling on it. Blah. Okay, but we've got to work out what we're using with it. Rightio. What are we going to do? Do we want any flowers on there, or are we just going to go with words? We've got all these words here. I'm not sure whether to use that or not. Could just do that. We've got enough going on with all the patterns, haven't we? If you wanted flowers, you could always stamp one and put it in the middle. Flowers or words? Let's put it out there. Anybody? Will we use some of this? It is pretty, isn't it? Let's see what else we got in the box. Just have a look at the ribbons while you're all thinking about flowers or words. Flowers, someone said flowers. Here's some nice soft succulent ribbon. We could put that under there, and then we could put, we've got to put gold bling on, so that would actually, I think that would go alright. Whereas if I use that one, I don't think the gold will go. That's a thought, isn't it? Or we could use some of the gold ribbon. That might look better. I think that looks better. And then we could do the flowers across the middle. This one. What do you think, Jiminy? That one? Or this one. We've got the longer one. Or we could put the shorter one to one side and then the words on one bit. Let's do that. Let's get those off the table. How are we going for time? Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Yes, she said yes. Yes. Right, let me find my scissors. Let's find my ribbon scissors. So I'll stick that around that card. I'm going to go in the middle or a bit further down. Oh, which flowers did you like? The long one. Okay. Let's just get that out. See what that looks like. So if I do that there, and do you want a sentiment as well? Want a Christmas sentiment, seeing as we're a little bit Christmassy. Or we could just do thank you with all my heart. Actually, that's what I was going to do. Where is it? Or we could take off the with all my heart and say thank you, and just put a thank you up the top. Might use that one. Okay, stick it on there so we don't lose it. Let's just do that. The ribbon, and putting the ribbon in the scissor bag, that's not going to work. Alright, let's stamp this block. Is that big enough? Yes, just. And I will colour that in with my pencils. Make sure I'm on the screen. Alright, let's stamp this on the paper first because I haven't used it. That's better. You know what we need, don't you? You need a mat. If you don't have a mat, just use some extra paper or cardboard. I like the mat because you get a good stamp out of it. If you've got the Stamparatus, you can use the mat out of that. Yeah, that's good. Righto, where's my... Now this one has a die cut to go with it. So we'll stamp it out, colour it in, and then die cut it. As soon as I find myself a piece of card. That one will do. One or two? Oh, it's the thicker one, I think. Oh, we'll use the thicker one tonight. Oh, will it fit that way? No. Just trying to save card. Lovely. Look at that. Right. So that'll fit there, and then we might just stamp our sentiment at the same time. Let's clean away the chamois. Oops. Now I think I'll use the other block for that one. And I'm only going to do the thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my markers. And I see this up on them. So that I can just colour in that word. What colour will I do it? We should go with the green, shouldn't we? I think we'll stick with the green. Evening evergreen. Just got to find my markers. You can do it with markers or with your ink stamp, your ink block. If you just colour it in, now we better colour it in first, and then actually I might stamp it first. I haven't used it. I'll just get something on it. Succulent, soft succulent. Make sure it's stamping properly. Good. That's good. Give it a good wash. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Up marker. So I'll just put moisture off that. I'm just going to colour in the thank you. So if you're using a dark colour, it is easier to see it, of course. Sometimes it's a bit tricky with the light colours. And put all your ink on, and then when you've finished putting your ink on, you can breathe on it if you take a while to put it on, to moisten it again. They call it something, some technique. See, because this goes right down close to the other one, I'm just going to be really careful in there. And I would find that a bit harder to mask with paper as well, that piece there. But I really like the writing. It's lovely, isn't it? It doesn't matter if you go down around the bottom of it a bit, it doesn't matter. It's not going to come out anyway. I'll just go over a little bit again. I want to make sure I've got plenty of ink on it, because you don't end up with as much ink as if you're putting the ink pad on there. Just want that to look enough. Hopefully we did. And just go breathe on it and then stamp it. Let's hope we did it right. Use your fingers to lift it down. That came out okay. Not quite as good as that one, but I think I'll just leave it like that. Now the other thing, of course, is you could use your stamp apparatus so that you can ink it up again. It's always a good idea. I'm okay with that. Actually gives it a bit of a washed art look. Look, it's a bit sort of washed, like a little wash, like I meant it to be like that. Thank you. So that's great, because you can use that. You could use the With All My Heart too for something else. I'd definitely use them on that. You could use it on that one, With All My Heart. Thank you, With All My Heart. Let's put them over there. Okay, so now we've got our thank you and our thinger. I'm just going to put that there. Cut that up there. We've got to decide what we want the thank you to look like. But I'm just going to cut here, so I've got enough to die cut. And we'll worry about that one in a minute. So we can use our mini for this. As we find our plates. It's okay, I know where they are. They're right on the desk. Look, here they all are. The base plate. Make sure that's sitting right. Okie dokie. Let's get that going. Position. I'll just fiddle with that a little bit. I don't tend to put the washi tape on it. Sometimes I use a sticky. Depends what you like to do. If you need to do it, put it on. The magnetic sheet was good, but we don't have one at the moment, so we're working on that. I've moved that a bit as I went in, so it's actually sticking to my plate a bit when I moved it. So sometimes it does do that. It sort of touches the plate and it moves with the plate as you move it, but not every time. So I can actually rejig it a little tiny bit. I do have my plates hanging over the edge here. I don't really like that. So I think I'm just going to bring that back up and reseat that. It's better to have your plates lined up down the sides. Whack it down. Let me see how it went. Oh no, it moved again. That's okay. It's all good now. Hold it down really firmly. Just make sure you got your plates in the center. I think I've got it in the right spot. Hope so. And I'll colour it in a minute. There we go. See how we went. That went okay. Goodo. Put that back on there. Look at that. All good. So there's my little flowers. So you could even put them up that way if you wanted to. I don't think it matters which way you put them. They go by both ways. Very handy. Where's my other bit of paper? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we'll just colour that in. Give it some... Ooh. There we go. I'll do it similar to my other one. So I used the Floaty Flamingo Cherry Cobbler. This is out of the watercolour too. And I think I used the... What did I do before? No, you know what I did? I actually used my blending pen. Blender pen. And some of the ink for the leaves. For the leaves parts. We've got to cut that as well, so we'll do that in a minute. So I'll quickly just colour in a couple of flowers. So I did some darker and some lighter before. And if you're not sure what colour to do that, you can just look at the DSP. Let me get a piece. I mean, you can do them any colour you like, but if you don't know where to start, that's the colours they've got on there. So this is the polished pink. I don't have a polished pink pencil though, so I just used what I had in the pencils and to make it look similar. See, that one looked alright. I'll just go with that. And they've even got a little blue flower in there. I just tended to go a bit darker towards the centres, because once you use your blender pen on there, it blends it out a bit. So I didn't want to put the colour all the way out. I'll show you that in a minute. And I'll use the paler colour on this one. You could use your blends as well. I just felt like colouring pencils today. You love to colour in. Now, there's our pencils. I'll keep them right here. So this one has other colours in it. So this one's got Melon Rambo, so that was sort of a darker pink. A little bit of that in the middle. I'm only just being very rough with it. I'm not being too finicky about it. What colour would I do that other one? This one here. I can't see that on anything else. Maybe we'll go Calypso Coral on that one. And what's that one? Rich Raspberry. No, I won't do that. Just go a bit of this colour again on here. Put a bit of the red on it as well. Why not? We've got another one of those up here. So on my pencils, I've put dots on some of them, and I haven't put dots on the others, so I know which box to put them back in. Okay, dot. Because I used to sit here going, oh, which pencil goes in which box? It's like, put a dot on it. So that's what I did. Okay, how many flowers have I got? Is that all of them? The rest are leaves, I think. Okay, so I'll do the flowers first. I'll just show you what I do with these. So basically you just blend just blends the colour in. Look. If you get too much, you can just rub it off. But you can go back and put more on as well. So your colouring in doesn't have to be fancy, because once you put the blender pen over it, it's great. See, I don't want to go right to the ends of that, so I'm just going to be careful with that one. I want a little bit of white around the very edge. So I like that look. This one's the cherry cobbler one, so it's a bit darker. So if you wanted to put a bit of extra colour on one of these, for instance, you could go in and do this with the bit you've got from here. A little bit in there, instead of running it on your paper. Just put a bit in this one now I've done that. Make them all a bit similar. They're unique, aren't they, like us? Right, so enough colouring on the flowers, and then just run that off onto paper so you get all the colour out of it. Just keep going until there's nothing coming up, and then put your lid back on. They do stain up a little bit, and they work quite well. So I'm going to use them on the leaves now to check for dots on the packets. That's my dot packet, that's my not dot packet. Right, that's good. And for the green, I'm going to use my inks. So you can do this by putting a little bit of ink onto your block. I just used the very corner of my ink pad before, and you don't need much at all, but I'll do it this way to show you. Just put a tiny bit on that corner, tiny bit on that corner. So you use your little ink block. Depends how much you're colouring in, and we might need more if I run out, because we've got a lot of flowers to do here. I'll just use this lot of leaves. What am I saying? Flowers, leaves. I'm going to go the soft succulent first. Oh, went out of the lines a bit. Whoops, daisies. And then I'll go over it with the darker one. Yeah, I'll probably need a bit more of that, eh? There's a lot of leaves on here. Oh, maybe not. Hang on. We might just use it all up. Of course, you could use different greens. I'm just going to use the 2 greens, but you could use other greens as well if you want more variation. Well, look, I'll just use all that. So that's the soft succulent. And then I'm just going to come back into it and just make sure I've got all that off there. Yep. And just go into the darker one. So just be a bit careful with that one when you come into it. I'm going to put on a few and then come back over them, because it carries a long way, the dark one. Let's go back, blend it in a bit. So much fun. I love colouring in. Who else likes colouring in? How's those journals going? Oh, yep, there's someone. You like it, don't you? Lovely. It's just so fun. I just love it. Really like it. Okay, so clean that off when you're done. And the centre of all these flowers on the DSP are black. So I think I'll go in and make mine black in a second. As soon as I find my black, I'll put a black pen. So you can buy the black marker. Stampin' Up Basic Black, and it's got the 2 chips on it. I'm just going to make them black. There we go. Okay. Look, we're nearly done. Nearly done. We just got to put all this together. Let me find my tear and tape. I think I'll put this one on with the tear and tape. So we'll put that there. We'll put that there. I'll put our pieces of paper on. And then we'll put our thank you on. They're not sitting there because they're not stuck down. And now, what do you think? Will we cut that out in a banner, or will we fussy cut it around to make it around the words, like the flowers are fussy cut? That might be nice, mightn't it? Oh, can't think. Hang on, let me see what banners I've got. That's a tricky one, isn't it? This is a funny shape. I don't think it'll work on that one because it's too... Let me see what size. Oh, the journals are done. Oh, jolly good. Oh, what a shame. I thought I could cut the top of it. If I'd made it on a bigger piece, I could cut the top of it that shape and then put the bottom of it. Maybe I will stamp it again under there and make the top of the banner the top. Maybe we might do that again. We'll use that one on another card. Let's try that. Alright, where's my stamp block? Here we go. Where's my stamp? I'll just try that again. Oh, better clean that stamp block off. Got green ink everywhere. Just make sure you wipe it off when you finish with it. Dry it off. Right. I am going to try this time. Let's do it. Let's see if we can do this without getting it everywhere. Because I like a challenge. Look at that. I wonder if it's going to work. I'll wipe it off the other letters if I get it on there. I got on one of them. I'm looking right down through. Hang on, let me see if I can see. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm doing it like that so I can see where I'm putting it. Like that. It's a bit hard to show you up there because I can't get that close to it up there. Just like to try different things, you know. Get in there. I've only got it on one other letter so far that I shouldn't have. I got it on there, but that doesn't matter. As long as we don't push it down too hard. Let's cut this end again. Let's try that. So I've just got to wipe it off here. That one. cute little chamois. Wipe that one. I'll just wipe these ones just to be sure. I think they're okay. Just wipe that off while I'm at it. And then find another piece of card. Quick. No, I'll breathe on it. It's okay. I'll breathe on it. Is that white? It looks different colours when you're staring at green. Give it a good breathe. Now I'm going to come down a bit closer to the bottom. Peel that off. Yay! We did it. So there you go. A couple of different ways you can do it. Because the other way is to put masking. Put a bit of paper over it. Or tape or something. You know, the tape that's washi tape, like that stuff. Right, how's my fingers going? Let's rub it on the black apron. Get another chamois out. Wipe my fingers. Okay, let's see how we go this time with this. So if I go to there, does that look straight? Let me have a look. Not sure if it is. Not sure if it's supposed to go up a bit. Let me look in the window. It's hard when you've got these big capital letters over here. It's sort of got the look about it like it needs to go up a bit. I will do it there. I think that's okay. That's where it's going. Let's see what that looks like. I ended up green all over me. It's not good, is it? Let me get a white. Keep those baby whites handy. Have to get some new ones. These are a bit dry. But they are good. Get the green off your fingers. Right. Let's see. Look at that. If you use that thing with a straight edge on it, that still comes out like another one again. So you could put a straight edge thing through and end up with a different shape banner. Cool. Oh, I think I like that. Okay, so we're working out where to put this piece of ribbon. And then we'll put that there. Put that there. No, we might come down a tiny bit more. I think about there. Okay, get rid of all that. And go like this and like this. I'm using the tear and tape because it holds it on better. So just put one end over first, and we can put our other piece of tape on here, and then work out, measure it before I pull the thing off. I am going to measure that. And we've got one. What are we up to? Oh, it's hard to tell, isn't it? 2. I can't see it sideways. Oh, hi Wendy. How are you? You crafting tonight? What have we got? 2. Oh, it's about 21.5, just to be precise. So I'm going to measure this one. and go up a tiny little bit. £21.5. So just hold it there. Get your tape off, backing off. I'm only doing one card tonight, Wendy. I'm trying to be quicker. I'm not that quick, am I? What time is it? 9:50. Oh dearie me. I did this one earlier, just so you can see that one, okay? Like before I came on live. Just make sure your ribbon's not too tight, like you don't want it bowy. So I just gotta, you could do it flat on the table, but I've got it in my hand already, so I'm just gonna go like that. We nearly finished this one though. So we're just going to put some tape on that one. Oh, cooking a fruitcake, yum. I cooked up a mix earlier. I didn't cook though, really. I just tipped a packet into a bowl. But it was me cooking. I bought some yummy, healthy something you make into balls, or you can put in a tin. So I put it in a little fudge tin. It's got dates and all sorts of stuff in it. It's healthy. I've got like a little slice, cute little fudge tin I got a while ago at a sale. Okay, so we're going to put this on first. I'm doing it with the tape so we can be careful how we're putting it on. Radio. So we just pull off one corner, 8 opposite corners. Like this. Something on there. What's that? Just a bit of fluff. Alright, so I want to be really careful with this about the edges and of course the top and bottom, because I want them to be equal. So I'm just going to put my ruler there. What are we up to? Looks like a 9. Should be 10, shouldn't it? That one's 10. That's a centimetre. That one's a tiny bit less. I'll just move it a smidge. Move it a smidge down and then stick it on. Right, I think that's okay. So let's just double check. If we stick that one there. Oh, it's too late now. I've stuck the corners down. It's just going to be like that, okay? Let's get it on there. Got a good push. And then I'm going to use the liquid glue for this, because again it'd be a really thin piece. I'd have to cut it up. Now just be careful with your new glues, because I just opened this one today, so they come out a little bit faster, and then you squeeze it very gently, Fiona. I don't want too much because I don't want it to ooze out the sides. I do want it to go right to the end though. I think that's enough. Just hope that doesn't ooze out everywhere. And I don't think it really matters which way we put this. I might go that way. Because I think it sort of goes both directions anyway. So just line that up with the edge, then pull it in as you go. Gone too far on one edge. Go down a bit. If you find you've cut it too long, it's always better to cut it too long than too short. You can always trim it off. So that's a tiny bit hanging over there. Let's get your tear and tape off it. If you need to trim it, you can. Maybe trim it on this side. And you need it a little bit. Give it a little haircut. Alright, I'll just check this one before I stick it on. Keeps flicking. Flick, flick, flick. Alright, I'll just stick that one on. Oh, you're done. Okay, thanks Lynette. Good night. Thanks for coming along. Glue all over my fingers. Oops. Oh dear. Just grab a tissue. Or that wet wipe you had earlier. And just push that in against there. And see, this way you're only using a very fine little strip of paper instead of wasting a whole sheet. You get a lot more cards done that way. Okie dokie. Now I think we'll put this one down flat and this one up. Isn't that cute? Looking at that, wondering if it's... I feel like it needs something around the edge of this one. I might do a little bit of green. Just give it a little border. Just a little something. I've got green on there, see? Just gives it a tiny little bit extra. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that on. Some glue under there. I think that's centered. I hope it's centered. Look, it looks like it's got eyes. It's got two eyes. That's the other bit of that. Okay, what are we? 5 and 4.5. Whoa, whoa! We're not centered. What's going on here? So I didn't put glue near the edges. 48. 48. Okay, that's better. It's a bit of an illusion sometimes, isn't it? I think that's straight. I've got that straight now. Yeah. Okay. The lid back on that. Get some dimensionals out. Remember I threw them earlier. They're all in the dimensional section. And then we'll bling her up. Oops. Keep taking the backings off. Never mind. Okay, I'll put one more on. We're going to put one more on. Ready? No, I have to put 2 on. I'm going to have lots of them. Alright, we've got that centered. Let's have a look. I'm covering up my thank you. 333. Number 8, that'll do. There we go. Some of these over there. Put that over there. Keep your little thing out for your bling. And then we'll be done. I'm not forgetting the bling. Can't forget the bling. I've been waiting to use this. I made all those cards. I didn't have the bling when I started making some of them. And then I got the bling. And then I didn't use it. Because, you know, I just tend to use what works at the time. So we'll keep this one and that one, and I'll finish that tomorrow. Okay. Right, bling. Let's go. Where are we going to put our squirrels? Aren't they gorgeous? Oops, I'm jumping all over the place already. Oh, they're cute little things. They've got little mini glue dots on the back. I think I'm going to have to put one up here because we've got all that space on there. Where will we go? Down here? Maybe we could bling one of those things. Get the second one going. Oh, I'm just wondering whether to put 2 up there. What's it look like with 2 there? I'm just looking on the camera. No, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it there. I've got a little dot there. Look, I better cover that up. There we go. That answers that question. There we go. Thank you. I probably should have put that one over a tiny bit, but never mind. It'll be okay there. So there's my bling. Just the bling packet. Oh well, it'll turn up. Right, that was fun. So we did end up just doing thank you. But that's okay because we've got flowers and leaves and stuff going on, so that's all good. And then I'll make the other one with the snowflakes with the framed and festive. Okay, so if you want any more information about any of them, let me know. That one was pretty straightforward. It was just really cutting the strips, cutting the frames, cutting the dies into the embossing. I cut the hearts first and then I put it through the embossing folder, and that was quite simple, like I showed you with the heart, and that was just stamping some flowers and cutting them out. So it's not a very hard card to make. It's quite good and easy, that one. And this one wasn't too hard either, so I'm happy with that. Looks cute. Alrighty, so I shall say goodnight and see you all next week. Ciao. Oh, I better straighten up my screen first before I chow. Hadn't I? Make sure you can see everything. There you go. And I'll just put that on the table so you can see what that is too. The framed florets. Push it all in together. There you go. There you are. Good night. Ciao.